All right, that's actually usually my Friday pump up song. What I hear the lyrics is supposed to be Friday, Saturday, Sunday. What I think it's Saturday, Sunday work because we're realtors and we're always working. If there's any burning questions, toss it into the chat room. I know this is not a typical class where there's something technical. I'm actually going to it's going to be different. It's going to be something that I'm. Some of you have taken this, some of you have not. It's certainly more motivational than anything. But if there's any burning questions that you have, toss in the chat. We have a pretty good quorum right now. Got 13. All right, it's 1:05. I don't want to penalize folks that are on time. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining the class. This is a class I created a few years ago, and I call it the 10 Secrets to Becoming a Millionaire Real Estate Agent. Some of you might think this is kind of a fancy tagline or a fancy title. I will tell you here at Keller Williams, millionaire real estate agents are very common. It's actually not, it's part of our model. It's something that we take pride in building millionaire real estate agents. So it's not a dream, folks. If you think becoming a millionaire, having $1 million GCI a year is impossible, I was once a part-time agent. I think I made 70K, then 100K, then 150K, 300, and then I never thought I would hit this number. And I'm very blessed and to be able to consistently do it. And today I want to share you the 10 secrets of how do you do this, and how do you become a millionaire real estate agent. I'm not talking about building a team. That's a different class. I already taught that one a couple months back. So if you want the video on that, just send us an email and we'll get you the video to that class. But today is more about kind of what does it take? What does it really take deep inside yourself? For those of you that don't know me, I'm Alan Wang. I've been in the real estate business for 18 and a half years. We're blessed to have a team of 9 of us. We generally sell about 70 some odd homes a year. We close 70 homes a year, half buyers, half sellers. This year we're shooting for 100, and we're definitely over the 70 that we usually do, and we're very blessed to do that. Average price about $1 million on average per year. So been at KW for a while. I got my MBA at Berkeley and went to Santa Clara for my undergrad. So worked at LinkedIn, Cisco, Google, you name it. So I bring an interesting flair to real estate where anybody could get a license. When a tech person gets into real estate, they look at it at a different level. So I'm hoping I could pass these on to you. There's a Chinese saying that my dad always says, and it's wealth does not last past 3 generations. For those of you that are Chinese, 富不过3代 is the proverb my dad uses a lot. And there's actually a lot of genius to these Chinese proverbs. When my dad used to say that, I just got, stop, Dad, stop with your Chinese proverbs. But wealth does not last beyond 3 generations is actually brilliant. If you think about it, the first generation always generally, let's say they start with nothing, or let's say the first generation starts with nothing. They really understand hard work and what it took to get there. They understand poverty. They understand not having anything. They understand that working was not an option. And you have to go and get it. You have to survive. And so that first generation has a work ethic like none other. The second generation, sometimes they remember what their parents went through, and sometimes they quickly squandered the wealth away. And then by the third generation, we hope that they have anything left, right, of what it took in the beginning to build this. And so the reason I put this out here is because real estate is the same way. I think sometimes, depending on where you are in your life, you may not be willing to do what it takes to succeed in real estate. And so that's something that you have to decide for yourself. But I always love this phrase, wealth doesn't last past 3 generations. So especially for those of us in this room that are making wealth, how do you protect it? How do you train your children not to blow the wealth? How to put money away for taxes, for savings? My daughter is 13. She just turned 13. The day of her birthday, I took her to the bank because she wanted a bank account. And I opened 3 bank accounts for her. And she says, Dad, why do I need 3 accounts? I said, well, every dollar you make, you need to divide it in 3, at least at this point in your life. 1/3 goes to whatever you need. Well, in your case, Starbucks and boba and hanging out with your friends, right? That's fine, things that you need to spend. The second bank account is for your savings, where you need to save for the future and what you need to do. And the third one is for taxes. Now, luckily, she's 13, she doesn't have any taxes. But it's important, right? And I think us realtors in this room, I hope you're taking notes. Actually, for us, we might have to divide it by 4. A quarter is what to live on, a quarter is for savings, a quarter is for tax, and a quarter is for expenses. We have expenses in business, right? And my daughter goes, Dad, that sucks. I said, yeah, it does suck. This is life, right? I mean, you could blow it all away like a lot of the folks in America do and have zero savings, or you could be smart and really build wealth for yourself. Your savings will help you go buy whatever you want next, your next iPhone, your next car, your next house, hopefully not the car. And your taxes you got to pay. Don't be like those realtors. April rolls around and go, oh my God, I spent all that money. I didn't know. No, you got to be smart with your money. And so I'm trying to do my best to train them. But again, they're living really good lives. What am I supposed to do? But again, a proverb I really enjoy. I want to start with this. I personally believe that our industry, our real estate industry is on fire. It's a house on fire because I honestly think that we're so spoiled, especially in the Silicon Valley. With the purchase price, median price is $1.4 million. Our commission checks are what, 25, 30K. And we are super spoiled. We are really, really spoiled. I go to a lot of Keller Williams mega agent events and I meet realtors from Florida, and their sales price at $250,000. And to be in the same room with them, they have to sell 500 units a year. 500 units a year to be in the same room together, where I only, I did 7, right? It's not fair. And I want you guys to all understand that you're in a really good place in this place of the Silicon Valley. I'm not saying it's not easy. I'm not saying it's easy, but you're in a really lucky, you're fortunate that $1.4 million purchase price is 2.5% commission. And I mean, consider yourself blessed. But why do I say the house is on fire? Well, this is why. Here's some of the quotes that I hear when I'm out and about in the industry. I walk in, I go, how are you doing? Agent goes, I never ask people how they're doing. Who has the time? Jeez. Another one. I can't believe I'm spending time on this rent back agreement. That's 30 of my minutes of my time that I'm not prospecting. Well, sorry. Your rent back agreement was wrong. Don't get snappy at me. I was at an open house and a buyer walked in and said, it feels like the house is sloping over here. And the open house agent goes, remember, when you're doing open houses, these are prospective buyers you're trying to get as business. And this agent goes, oh, it's just settlement. Gosh, you must not see a lot of homes. Yeah, come on. I always like to ask notaries, what percentage of agents show up to sign-offs? I did one yesterday with my seller. And she says maybe 1%. I mean, come on, agents. That's pathetic, right? I mean, have you ever been to a sign-off? Have you noticed your buyers and your sellers have a lot of questions usually that pop up, and they're staring at this mobile notary who doesn't really know anything? Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't, but they certainly don't know anything about your transaction. Why aren't you there? Why aren't you signing off with them? Are you that busy that you can't show up for 30 minutes to an hour to sign your clients off? What kind of customer experience are you creating for your clients? Granted, maybe there's a conflict, maybe it just can't work, but you need to try to make these meetings. You need to try to make the sign-off. That's an important moment. You don't want them staring at the escrow officer asking a question that you could answer. 70% of real estate agents don't respond to my emails, says the title company, my title officer. I understand we get a lot of emails. I'm in the same boat. And there's times I set it out of office and say, I'm behind and I'll get back to you as quickly as I can. But I mean, not responding at all is ridiculous, or not putting an out of office is ridiculous. And I have to say, agents, I follow up on every lead that comes through our listings, lock boxes usually, and open houses, et cetera. And I will tell you, 50% of the leads I'm trying to follow up with never answered their phones. Maybe I'm a realtor, I don't know, and you're not interested in the house. Maybe I call, I text, I leave a voicemail. And some agents, I do it 4 weeks in a row, 5 weeks in a row, and I don't get anything back. And sometimes I take it on as a challenge to just get a response, right? How do you sell real estate if you don't answer your darn phone? I don't get it. How? You tell me. I mean, you have a prospective lead come in, you don't answer your phone? You don't return your calls? I mean, come on. Let's we got to raise the bar in our business. I had an agent call me on Sunday night. It was my son's birthday at a party. So I called her a little bit later, 2 or 3 hours later. I said, hey, I'm so sorry I called you back late. It was my son's birthday. She goes, wow. She goes, thanks for calling me back. She goes, I want you to sell my house. So I'm scratching my head and going, oh, okay. So I guess you're one of those agents that don't answer their phones, right? I mean, answer your phones. I know you're busy, but when you're driving the car, check your missed calls and call them back. Call people back. These could be leads. These could be folks from Keller Williams in the nation. I've gotten this, by the way. Somebody out in Tennessee is trying to call me. Yeah, it looks like a spam call, but if I don't call them back quickly, says, oh yeah, I was looking for someone to get my client to refer to in Santa Clara. You didn't answer, so I'm on to the next person, right? Again, answer your phones. Answer your phones. One of those somebody who was on my team, and they said, I didn't know this is what it takes to be a mega agent. So I'm going to go through that today. But again, today I'm challenging you all to step up your game. For those of you that are new to the business, I want to ask you, and for those of you that aren't new in the business, that have been doing it a while, is real estate really meant for you? And I want to make sure it's in your DNA. Number one, are you a people person? Right? If you're not a people person, hopefully you can fake it. Because this business is all about people. So if you're one of these introverts that just like to hide at home and stare at your Instagram feeds, this may not be the best business for you. This is a people business. Now I get it. If you're an introvert and you need to rest on Friday, Saturday nights because you're tired of dealing with people, I get it. But you have to like people at a certain spot. I remember talking to an agent. He was telling me, "Oh yeah, I don't even like people." I'm like, oh God, you're the wrong business. Okay, this is a people business. Number one, it has to be something that you care about in one way, shape, or form. Integrity. Now, this, believe it or not, I think this is important. And you'll probably meet a lot of agents that don't operate with integrity, and that's sad. I believe that integrity is very important because it will generate you more business going forward. Your clients will build more trust, and you'll get more business this way. I always like to act with integrity, then I don't have to track any lies. Just be honest, and it's always the way it is. Work ethic. You gotta work. I think a lot of people get into real estate because, oh, wow, hey, $1.4 million, median price, 2.5% commission. Oh gosh, I only have to sell 5 homes a year and I'm sad. Yeah, in a way true, but it takes work to get those 5 or 6 deals or 10 deals or 12 deals. What you don't know, well, those of you that are new, the veterans all know this, you have to meet with 20 people that may or may not do anything, and then you'll shortlist it down to close maybe 2 or 3 deals, right? And you might be driving some of them around. They're prospects, right? Some of them might not do anything, right? So you have to have an active pipeline. You gotta be working, and not every single one's going to churn out a check. People might call, something changed in my life. I'm not gonna buy. Oh, I didn't like this, that, and other. I mean, things to happen, and so, but you gotta work. I mean, it is work. It's work. It's not. If you meet a lot of agents like, oh yeah, I just want to sell a few homes a year, and then they end up not doing anything. And it's because they're not focused, they're not trying, they're not putting any effort in, and they're just hoping that people call them. No, this business requires work. Ability to learn is important. I say there's never a dull day in real estate because there's always something going wrong. There's always something you got to firefight. There's always something new scenario that jumps up, and it keeps life exciting. But you got to keep learning. You got to keep growing yourself, figuring out how to become better. You got to be a little witty. This is we have a Toastmasters at our office. It's table topics. You got to be ready to respond quickly because I'm sorry, no matter how many scripts I give you from Keller Williams, there's going to be one that somebody throws something at you out of left field and you're not going to know the answer to the question. So you got to be quick on your feet, right? You got to be sharp. You got to be ready. I mean, we can't give you a book for everything, right? There's things that just kind of come up and you got to figure out how to respond. You got to be witty. Public speaking. I mentioned Toastmasters. For those of you that aren't in our Toastmasters, I suggest you come. I believe it's the third Wednesday at noon of every month. So once a month, the group that has been doing this has been doing it over 2 years, and you see a ton of improvement. If you notice, with a lot of the agents in our office, we don't say has. We don't put filler words and so's. We at least try to minimize them a lot. So in Toastmasters, you learn to give a speech, a 4 to 6 minute speech. That's one exercise, kind of like I'm teaching your class. The second one is table topics, where somebody throws something at you and it makes you answer it quickly. And you can practice it. So these things can be worked on, by the way. If you're not the wittiest or the most confident in your public speaking, we have a class for you. So every month, I just cut my so right there. Every month, once a month, come join us 12 p.m. on Zoom for now until COVID calms down. Think about it. Even if you're not going to teach a class like me, you're going to have to meet clients out there. And you're going to be basically, your listing presentation is a speech. You're selling yourself and your services and how you're going to help them. if you are teaching, if you are helping a buyer in a buyer consultation, you're giving a speech, a one-on-one speech, but you're giving a speech. Doesn't have to be in English, could be in your native language, but you are giving a speech. Very important to polish your speaking ability. Otherwise, people are going to doubt you. You could be the best realtor in the world, but if you can't articulate what you do for them, then you're going to be at a disadvantage. Organization skills, I'll put a little asterisk next to this. A lot of realtors are not organized. If they hire a good admin, it'll be fine. No, you could crutch this a little bit and hire an assistant to help you be organized. I've seen some great realtors. There's a great realtor in my area that's really successful, but I did a deal with that person and super disorganized, but somehow gets a lot of business. I think people just love him. He's a good people person. He's honest. He works hard. Things like that work, and public speaking probably. And service. I hear this a lot, especially in the Chinese community. People expect, oh, I want half your commission back, blah, 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 blah. That's horrible. I'd rather the agents in our office retain your commission, but fight for the commission and justify it because you're going to provide a high level of service. High level of service meaning you're going to be high integrity, you're going to work hard, you learn quickly, you're organized, and you're going to serve them. You're going to serve them. It's not, oh, just, we host open houses all the time. I'm so amazed at how many agents don't come and show homes with their agents. So maybe you don't deserve your full commission if you're not going to work a little bit to show your clients some houses. If you're just going to send them to the open house, then I guess you're really not doing anything. Right? But perhaps you should get out with them here and there and show them some houses. You know, let's if you think about it, every house $25,000, $30,000. That's a lot of money. You could sell 5-6 houses and make a salary in tech. So why not work a little bit for it? You got to earn your check. Okay, I might head into the first trait of being a successful agent. So for me personally, there's no right or wrong answer, but I love referrals. For me, the referrals are the easiest customers to get. And so earning your referral business is really, really important, especially for all of us, really. There's a word that I hate when I was in MBA school. Oh, let's go to this networking event. There's another word I kind of hate in tech. Oh, lead gen. Oh, we got lead gen. Not tech, sorry, but real estate. I know these are things that we have to do, network and lead generate. But I just feel, it feels so impersonal to me. I'm going to talk about a lot of movies today because I love movies. Type this movie into the chat if you know what it is. But people know a phony. Right? This is Gru. Gru went on a date with Shannon, and he's bald, but he's wearing a wig because his kids put it on his head. And she kind of spotted it. And, hey, you're a phony. You're a phony. People know a phony. And I want to be clear. We need to be our authentic selves. Be who you are. Don't be a phony. And that's why I feel networking and lead generation is disingenuous. It's all about, oh, I'm lead generating. I'm going to try to, a lot of numbers. I personally don't see my customers as numbers. I see them as people that need my help. And for an entire lifetime, I'm going to help them. So don't be a phony. Nobody knows what this movie is? Despicable Me. The other one is Darabelle Cupertino. This was one of my high school jobs in the 90s. Oh, I'm dating myself, 90s boy. In the 90s, I worked at Darabelle Cupertino, and this business was suffering. My friend bought it, and it was struggling. People did not like the management there, and I figured out why. Well, we both figured out why. The management was super frugal. They weren't generous. They were charging 25 cents for little ketchup packages. They were charging 25 cents for a refill on soda. If you've ever worked in a restaurant, soda is the cheapest thing ever. A bag of syrup is $12, and then, okay, you pay for the carbonation, but it's not that much. And then you use filtered water. I mean, you're making huge margins on soda. So why charge 25 cents for a refill? And so when my manager took this over, he turned the soda machine around, said unlimited refills. He put 2 giant ketchup jars out there with mustard and put a big old sign as under new management. Right? Referral business. We made the biggest ice cream cones around. I figured out a way to pull a large cone, that same amount of ice cream, but because I pulled it a certain way, it looked huge. And so people would drive from downtown San Jose to Cupertino to have our ice cream. Right? This is, again, how do you get the buzz going? How do you, treat people right? Be generous. Don't be cheap. You probably know some cheap people in your life, and I'm telling you, you never really want to, when you go everywhere with them, just like, do I pay? Because they're never gonna buy. Don't be cheap. You never want to be that realtor that comes across like you're not generous. And so be sure that you are authentic, that you're taking care of people, and you're being generous with your time, generous with whatever you can with your clients. And I said this already, be your authentic self. What do I mean by this? People, I hope the folks that are in this class, you're getting a free class, because I've had people in my life learn this through expensive seminars. Be yourself. Be your authentic self. Be authentic. Be caring. Care about people. Care about their transactions. There's no need to put a bunch of smoke screens and sales pitches and all that. Be yourself. Care about your client. Help them through the deal. You will be fine. And this is all you have to do, is be authentic. Okay, there's no need to fake anything. The fundamentals of referral is really simple to me. If you exceed your client's expectations today, you earn their business of their friends and their family for a lifetime. So every transaction you do is very important. You need to have a very high customer satisfaction for every deal that you do, or else you are not going to get the referral from these folks that you're closing. Very important. You need to make sure that each experience is amazing. Okay, very, very important. Second thing to be a successful agent is establish your brand. And I kind of touched on this a little bit. Are you a Walmart or are you a Nordstrom? And this is a big question for all of you, especially you new agents. I've mentored a few of you. I've heard it. I know I've been there when I was new. I didn't know what to do. I felt I didn't have any value. So then I was just giving commission away. And let me tell you this, most of your clients, especially your friends in referral, don't care about your commission. Some of them do. I get it. There's some cultures that they could care less about, So let me tell you this. Are you a Walmart or are you a Nordstrom? So if you walk into Walmart, everything's cheap, dirt cheap, great prices. Try to ask one of the folks stocking the shelves to find something. I'm telling you, they don't know where it is. And if they do, they're grumpy and they don't care. Right? They could barely talk to you because they're not speaking the right languages, and they don't care. They're like they're not service people. They're there to stock the shelf, and they don't know where you're trying to find the Nintendo DS. It's just they don't care. Like, hey, go find it yourself, right? There's no service here, no low price, always save money, live better. Yeah, but no service, right? Now, that's great when you're buying like a little piece of, like a soccer ball. But when I'm buying my house, do I really want to use the low-cost leader? Do you know how many Redfin customers I get? Because they're not getting any service? That's the thing, right? The Redfin agents are super busy. There's no personal relationship. Sorry if there are any Redfin agents on this call, but I know because I follow up with leads every week. And when I call a Redfin agent, I go, hey, to give you a call. Oh, which house was that? Or which client was that? Or, oh gosh, I've showed so many houses. Oh, yeah, I remember. Yeah, they did like it. I forwarded them to the lead agent already. And I've never heard from the lead agent. The lead agent's so busy, they're not even working on this. So I try to hunt down a lead agent and be lucky if they answered their phone, like I said. And again, fine, you get $4,000 back, but I'm the listing agent. I'm going, I can't even find your agent. Like, who is representing you? And I'm going, I don't know if I want to sign up for this, right? And work with this particular agent because I can't even find them. But again, what do you want to be known for, right? Do you want to be the low-cost leader where everyone goes, oh yeah, go to my friend here and he'll make sure he'll kick you back, X amount of commission and blah, 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 blah. Is that really what you want to be known for? Or do you want to be Nordstrom, where you go in and, okay, yeah, things are a little bit more expensive, but I'm getting a great service, right? I'm getting great service, the products, I'm getting a great environment, I'm happy, I'm willing to pay because I love the experience. I personally think you all should go towards Nordstrom because I'm telling you, real estate's a lot of work. Every time I've discounted my commission, it's always been the worst customer ever. They're not happy with your service. They don't give you a good review. They don't tell their friends about you. And if they do, they tell them that you're the low-cost leader. They don't tell them that they had a great experience with you. They say, oh yeah, so-and-so gets so much money back. And then there are the deals that usually take the longest. They're the hardest to deal with. And usually, again, Moore's Law, something goes wrong on their deal that you got to go and rescue and spend time on. I don't know for you, but the universe always tells me don't discount because every time you do it, you're just shoving yourself in a hole. I would say don't do it because I have learned one thing I had a manager at LinkedIn, and I remember, again, this was really early, or actually even before that, it was early in my career. Somebody asked me, so Alan, tell me what you do. I'm looking for a house. Tell me what you do for me. And then I said, oh yeah, I can get you, some, credit towards your closing costs. And then he looked at me and he put his hands towards me and he goes, no, but what do you do for me? People don't care about the commission as long as you can convince them that you're going to bring them more value than just giving the commission back. If that's all you're doing, then you're adding no value. No value. They'll come to me and I'm going to go, yeah, this is what I do for you. I'm going to be looking for houses for you every week. I'll be taking you out to look at houses on the weekend, your top 5 list. When you find the house, I'm going to be talking with the agent, trying to figure out what the landscape is. I'll be running a deep comparable market analysis for you. I'm going to figure out with the competition what our strategy should be. I'll be looking at disclosures and I'll be giving you a summary. We're going to be having an offer conversation and I'm going to win this house for you. That's what I do for you. Oh, Alan, but my friend's giving me, well, you know what? It sounds like you're getting a great deal. You should go use him. Can you ask him if he's doing all these things for you as well? And that's their choice. Right, that's their choice. If they want to, low cost leader, they want to go look for the house themselves. They want to go read the disclosures themselves. They want to go figure out what price they want to do themselves. You get what you don't pay for in this case on the buy side, right? You're not even paying the agent. So why are you coming after my commission? You have to stand firm or you're always going to be a Walmart. Okay. So for those of you that are new, don't be just giving away your commission. Come up with your pitch, learn your trade and figure it out and fight for yourself. The agent brand is also very important, not just your brand with customers. Your brand with agents is also very important. And this is a broker tour that we don't know. It's kind of back, but we don't have the spread anymore. But it's important how you show up for agents and what your reputation is. Because I will tell you, I know the agents that are not good. And when they offer on my properties, or the ones that didn't treat me well when I offer on their properties, or weren't acting fairly, those folks go to the bottom of my list unless they happen to be the winning offer. It is what it is. But I have agents that I know are horrible and I don't want to work with them. Either they're just incompetent or they have a lack of integrity or they have no control over their clients. Your brand is important. So make sure when you show up with other agents that you protect that too. Every agent will be dealing with you and they're going to remember when something goes wrong with you. And sometimes they understand because it's out of your control. It is what it is. But how you show up matters. How you show up matters. The next item, I alluded to this, know your domain. Okay, if you're new, I get it, but learn quickly. And in our office, there's lots of support for you. We have Transaction One, we have that, which is our lab. We have Ignite next month for those of you new agents. I recommend that you go. Again, education is your responsibility. We have everything for you here. But once you go there, you have Mark to help, you have Laura, you have all the top agents and investors in this office to help you. But for the new agents, you need to learn quickly and get speed fast so you know your domain. For you new veteran agents that have been doing this a while, there's always something to learn. And the fact that you're in this class, I'm proud of you because that means you're here to learn as well. There's always something to learn. Sounds like we have a new RPA coming, real estate purchase agreement. We got to learn that. I'm going. We have a business planning clinic coming up. I love going to that. I go to that because I need to plan for next year. But we always need to learn. So for those, I know there are some folks that never go to training and I'm going, well, why? It's always something to learn. Lead by example. This is, type it in the chat if you know what show this is from, but lead by example. So for those of you that run a team, especially, you need to show up and lead. If you're lazy, your team's going to be lazy. You have to, it's the speed of the leader, speed of the pack. So if you're at home watching Days of Our Lives, then so are your agents. I mean, we have to show up and we have to be the example to our team as to how hard we're going to work. Yes, thank you, Jonathan. The Walking Dead. This is Glenn. I won't spoil it for those of you that are going to binge watch on Netflix tonight. But Glenn is an amazing character in The Walking Dead. He always charges into the cave first. These are zombies, by the way. He's always leading by example. He's always going first. Love this guy. There's no free lunch. I know those of you that worked at Google or LinkedIn, there was free lunch. But actually, what you don't know is that they put free lunch there because they found that for us to leave the campus, go eat, it's a 2-hour endeavor. And that's 2 hours of productivity wasted and no collaboration with your colleagues. And so they actually prefer that you stay on campus and then you have lunch with your colleagues, you meet, and you get back to work pretty quickly. So that's something that there's really not a free lunch, but there's no such thing. If those of you that join real estate thought it was going to be easy, it could get easy someday if you build your team and all that. But I mean, it's a grind. It's a grind. It takes work. It takes effort. But I will say this, compared to corporate America, I like it more. I like real estate more because I don't have to be stuck on the corporate ladder where there's somebody putting a ceiling above me and I can't break it because some manager is not backing me or not promoting me or holding me down, or I'm not playing the corporate game right, or not kissing enough of the right, tushes of the people I should be, brown nosing up to. The corporate America, honestly, I find it kind of sucks, right? There's a game that needs to be played, and if you don't play it right, you're not going to climb, right? But I would say in our business, you reap what you sow, right? Whatever work you put in, the results come out if you do it right. And that's what I find that is the best about our business. You reap what you sow. And I love it. I love that. I can control my own destiny. The harder I work, the better I do for my real estate business, my family, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. This one I love. So I want everybody here to close your eyes. Well, if you're driving, don't do it, but close your eyes if you have a moment. Okay, I'm going to close your eyes, and I want you to think back to your first love. Now go past the breakup. Go past the breakup. Don't worry about the breakup. Let's go past that part. And the first time that you met this person and that you got that beautiful feeling about this person, right? That first love. So that feeling, I want you to capture that moment and remember that. We all have our first loves. And for those of you that are blessed enough to marry your high school or middle school sweethearts, bless you. But so remember that. All right, you can open your eyes. I want you to remember the first time. When the first time you went, let's say you went to buy a house. That dream that for those of you that haven't bought a house yet, you may not get, but imagine it, right? Imagine you and your significant other buying their first house if you haven't already. Or remember the first time you bought a house. Remember how uncertain you were? You didn't know what you're looking for. Oh gosh, I want that double spiral staircase, but I can't afford it. I had a dream, a vision of what a dream house looks like, but I can't seem to buy it here. So okay, fine. I got my criteria. What's out there for me? Oh my gosh, home just hit the market. I want to go see it right now. Oh, it might be competitive. How should I proceed? Oh, we put an offer out. I remember when my wife and I put our first offer out, we couldn't sleep that night. We were tossing and turning. We kept looking at each other. Like, oh my gosh, love that house, love that house. And then the disappointment. Oh, I can't believe we didn't win. I'm gonna stop looking. And you get all down. I mean, remember that first time and put yourself in the shoes of your customers, especially the first-time home buyers. This is what they're going through, and you need to be empathetic to that. Now, I get it. I mean, look at Alan, right? We're selling like 70 homes a year. I mean, this is generally Groundhog Day for us. But I still go back and I bring myself back to the first time with the clients. I'm patient. I get it. I understand. And so I'm proactive. When we put out an offer that night, I tell them, most likely we'll hear back in the morning. But I'll let you know. And if I get any updates, I text them and say, hey, clients, presenting to this evening, and they're going to think about it and sleep on it. And that way people aren't up all night waiting for your call and that you don't call, right? Be communicative, figure out, try to think ahead of your client and anticipate that they're probably going to be worried. They're probably going to want updates. Now, I know some clients want updates every minute. That's not possible. But when you have an update, give it to them. I had a client, a really good friend of mine, write an offer this weekend. She's one of those. She wanted updates every minute. Hey, Alan. I said, look, we just saw the house on Wednesday. Offers are due on Wednesday. I will not have an update for you until I figure out what the competition looks like on Monday evening. And then we will have a call on Tuesday, and then we'll talk about what we need to do. So this poor girl was cooking and baking and trying to stay busy. But at least I said, hey, I won't know. And so she doesn't keep texting me, right? But at the same time, this is how people are. This is not even her first house. She just loved this house. It's like her third house. And so people are, you got to remember, we're all human beings and we have emotions. And we have to, you as a realtor are a people person, right? Hopefully you're a people person. You need to be empathetic. You need to understand. Yes, I know this is the same thing for you every day, but you can't be like that. I had a client who was with a top agent, formerly Keller Williams. big shot person, and he had a MBA from USC, and he's an analytics guy. So he wanted the comparables. So he said, "Can you please give me the comparables?" And she said, "Why do you need that? Just be brave and just go for it." Hello. Wow. I mean, if these are the top agents doing business, I'm just scratching my head. That's the stupidest advice I've ever heard. I mean, give the guy the data. He wants the data, give it to him. I mean, dump a whole year of data. It takes what, 2 minutes? You can't tell a person to be brave and just go for it. I mean, they need data to support this decision. And again, just some fascinating stories I have out there. Be responsive. You guys know the game. Everything is instant gratification right now. Everything, every single thing. You put an Amazon order, boom, you get a tracking number and a time when everything arrives. You hit a website, a question, an answer comes back very. You Google something, answer comes back quickly. You message somebody on Instagram, Facebook, text, it comes back quickly. Everybody wants everything now, and this is why it's rough to be us. Now, again, I get it. Sometimes we're showing houses, we're busy. We can always get back to it, but you need to get back to people. Text message has become the new email backlog. I mean, I sometimes I look at my text, I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm behind on text. But if I'm driving or with the client, I can't answer all the texts. But you do need to get back to them, right? I mean, as quickly as you can when you have a moment, you need to get back to people. And unfortunately, text is the easiest way. You need to get back to people fairly quickly. I have a friend of mine I ride bikes with, and he's recently divorced, and he is on those dating apps, which I have no experience with. But he's telling me stories, and he goes, "Oh yeah, somebody pinged me, but I didn't respond for a couple of days, and then she came back. She was yelling at me like, "What? I'm fine. I don't want to date you anymore." Oh God. He dodged a bullet. That one was a little crazy, but I said, "But what are you doing? Waiting 48 hours to get back to people? What's wrong with you? People are wanting a response by the end of the day, at least, or at least a few hours, or within minutes." And then there's actually one he liked, and he did the same thing. He's dragging his feet for 24 hours. I don't know anything about dating apps, but I can tell you, nobody has the patience to wait 24 hours. I mean, you're not that busy. So again, for those of you that didn't want unsolicited dating advice as well, in this day and age, you need to get back to people quickly, right? Now, again, first thing you have to do though, when you have clients, these are how our customers are. These are our tech customers. I'm sorry, you live in the Silicon Valley, and these are the most type A people you're ever going to meet. You're not in the Midwest where everything goes a little slower. You're not in Hawaii where everything goes slower. These are type A people that want things done yesterday. Okay, so you can't be, and they're super smart, so you can't sell them a line. You can't read them a script out of a book. You have to be authentic, and you have to be on their side. So number one is you need to educate and set their expectations. And so you have to educate them and set expectations. You may not have an answer now, but you need to tell them when you'll get back to them, right? It doesn't have to be right now, but say, hey, I'm out right now. I will get back to you this evening. Now, here's the kicker. I noticed with a lot of realtors, you say you're going to get back to them, but you don't get back to them. And why is that? Well, one, either you're just, we've got a lot of things going on, right? And they can't remember everything. You just can't. And number two, you're just disorganized. And so when you say that, when you're at your car parked, it goes, hey, can you look at the disclosures for me and get back to me? Oh, absolutely. I will do that tonight. You need to create a calendar event. You need to block your calendar, assuming you use your calendar. I hope you do. If you don't, we need to talk. But your calendar should be your source of truth. Because I'm telling you, I have everything in my calendar. If it's not in my calendar, I won't remember to do it. Because there's too much. There's too much to do. You can't remember it all. I mean, you just can't. It's not scalable at a certain point in time. So I will block my calendar when I know I'm free tonight at 9:30 when the kids go to bed, review disclosures for 123 Main Street. So I don't forget. I have everything on my calendar. I mean, my wife hates it because we don't do our bed. I have a reminder on my calendar to do the bed in the morning. Hey, that way I don't forget. If it's not on my calendar, it doesn't exist. So you all need to get trained and use your calendar. But again, set your expectations, set your clients' expectations. Honesty, integrity, it sounds like a no-brainer, but I'm telling you, there are a lot of bad agents out there who are just trying to make a sale. And they're reading all these scripts and they're being super salesy and trying to sell somebody on something. I personally don't think you could sell somebody on a $1.5 million house and above. If they don't like it, they don't like it. There's nothing you can do about it. I mean, all you can do is educate them, tell them what the competition looks like, if any. Maybe they can go under. This is what's in the disclosure package. And they need to make their own decision. I have a client right now thinking about a townhouse that backs up to a coffee shop and an Indian restaurant that has some smells coming from it. And I told him to go by last night, but they were closed. And this is a decision. He asked me my opinion. I said, I mean, the coffee shop seems pretty quiet, but if you're worried about smells, I do smell the Indian food right now. And that was around lunchtime. And I said, you guys have to make that decision for yourself. I mean, I can't help you with that. I mean, I think competition will be low because of it, but that's a decision between you and your wife. I can't make that one for you. I can tell you it doesn't bother me, but I'm not going to be super salesy and make you buy it. And then be transparent with what's going on. You don't have an update, you don't have an update, but update people. Say, hey, I'm waiting, there's no update. No update, still an update. That's a good thing. And that's a high-performing realtor. Here's some of the things I've heard people say about my agent, because I pick up agents' customers, and this is what they say. Oh, my agent's so slow. They're unreachable, unresponsive, not transparent, uncommunicative, too busy, and reactive. Now, these are what customers are saying about us. Some advice for some buyers and the National Associate of Realtors. We need to communicate better, number one. And we need to communicate according to their preference. I have a client, all he does is phone calls. He's an older gentleman. He doesn't do text. He barely does email. And I have to pick up the phone. I have to call him. It is what it is. And if I want to reach him and talk about something serious, I need to call him. Everything else is just noise. Negotiating, okay, I mean, we can always learn to do that better, understand the market, but really look at the top two. Communication. Isn't that funny? People want more communication. They don't want dial tone. They don't want you to be so busy that you can't reach them, that they can't reach you. You don't call them back. Customers should be saying this. My agent is transparent, fast, prepared, invaluable, adding value, a communicator, proactive. That's what they should be saying to you. But unfortunately, I think most of our clients go through this. This is the show that they see most of the time. It's just a mess. Right? You need to make sure that your system is systematized in a way that is smooth for every customer. And then sellers, right? Sellers are always tough. How do you deal with sellers? How much is their home worth? How's my home doing compared to the market? How many showings have I had? How's traffic? Disclosures? When do I sign off? What happened? You need to help the seller with their expectations. It's all about that, right? If you set too high a number, they're going to be zoomed in on that number and we're screwed. Right? So you have to focus in on what their expectations are. Another key point is be persistent but not annoying. I used to be a program manager / project manager, and frequent check-ins drive results. Last week you had a class with Laura. Fortune is in the follow-up. It's the same concept. Following up and pushing things forward, that's how you get results. So when I call it project management 101, whether buyer or seller is all the same. You need to sit down and figure out what their requirements are. If the seller's expecting way too much over the market, then maybe you don't take that listing. Or you take it and just understand that it's going to be a struggle. You have to try to get them down. On the buy side, what are they looking for? That 1 hour will save you hours and days of pain. Hours and days of pain. Have that meeting to figure out what you're trying to do here. What are the goals? What are the objectives? What are the constraints? Got to understand that. Then you got to set a schedule. On the listing side, it's easier to do that. These are the things that we got to get done, right, to get your house on the market. That's the easy one. Buyer side is a little bit harder. I mean, the first step really is let's get pre-approved, and then let's start looking at houses. I tend to like to manage that weekly. If you know you have a hot buyer, you need to be actively sending them houses every week and getting them out and looking until you find a house to make an offer on, and keep that momentum going. If you miss a week or two, then it's going to fizzle out. You got to keep that momentum going. And then sometimes you have to end the project. Maybe the client's just awful and they're never going to buy anything, or they're really rude and you don't want to work with them, or their finances aren't ready. You need to put them on hold and come back to it later. I want you to be persistent, but not annoying. Anyone know this movie on the right? Put it in the chat if you do. But this picture in the right is actually an intern at a firm, and she is obsessed with this gentleman. And she broke into their house, and she's wearing his wife's T-shirt, which is his football T-shirt from high school. And the movie is called Obsessed. So I'm telling you, don't be annoying, though. You can be persistent, but you can be annoying, too. And you want to find that fine line. I don't have a formula for you for that, but you got to be careful not to be annoying. So for new customers, I might ping them maybe twice a week for the first few weeks, etc. And then it'll shift eventually to once a week. I try not to be too annoying as well. So you have to kind of pick that balance. People do get busy, so you have to throttle off as you need to. Number 9 is be an agent. Anyone know this movie? Put it in the chat. But I want you to be an agent, not a salesperson. I wish our license didn't call us salesperson. licensed salesperson, because it makes it sound like we're here to just sell somebody something. But I really prefer the word agent. Dictionary.com calls us, number one, a person or business authorized to act on another's behalf. Number two is a person or thing that acts or has the power to act. So for those of you that have taken your real estate, it is our fiduciary duty. We basically we're in the shoes of the buyer. So that's something really important. That is a huge responsibility. Huge responsibility. And yes, you're correct, Robbie. This is Bernie Mac in Transformers 1. This car showed up on the lot. He didn't even know what it was, but he was going to sell it. And that's not who we need to be. We need to be an agent for our customers. And lastly, I want us to lead with our hearts. For those of you that have not been in my class, what movie is this book from? The Things We Think and Do Not Say. Anybody? Not Transformers. But I'll talk about this though. And in this book, it says the key to this business is personal relationships. And I love that, because that is really the key to this business. If you think for a moment that, oh, it's just about, I'm just going to sell somebody something, that's not what this business is about. Any takers for what this movie is from? And nobody, huh? Wow. This movie is, oops, hold on a second here. My screen is acting. I wanted to show a video if I can. Second here. Is Jerry Maguire is the movie. And I'm going to play a scene from there to close us out here. Give me 1 second. Can everyone see this or no?
Yes.
Okay, good. The full screen? Okay, I'm just going to play here.
I have a question for you. Are we really friends? Why not? I mean, because friends can tell each other anything if we have our friends hats on, right? I think so. All right. I'll tell you why you don't have your $10 million yet. Right now, you are a paycheck player. You play with your head, not your heart. In your personal life, heart. When you get on the field, it's all about what you didn't get, who's to blame, who underthrew the pass, who's got the contract you don't, who's not giving you your love. You know what? That is not what inspires people. That is not what inspires people. Shut up. Play the game. Play it from your heart. And you know what? I will show you the quality. And that's the truth, man. That's the truth. Can you handle it? It's just a question between friends. You know? Oh, and when they call you shrimp, I'm the one who defends you. I want to be friends with you. Fine.
I love this movie. I mean, it's one of the best movies ever. But let me get my PowerPoint back up here. But my point is, so Rod Tidwell is a football player. Jerry Maguire is his agent. And he is always complaining why he didn't get the contract, why is everyone else getting paid more? Why is this, that, and that? Always complaining. You guys know these people in your lives, right? These are people who they always complain, but they're not willing to do what it takes to get it done. And I see a lot of these people in real estate, unfortunately. And that's Rod. He's always complaining. Hey, why does that guy get the big contract? How come? The quarterback didn't throw me. Plenty of excuses, right? A lot of people with excuses. And I think that's really what I want to boil down to. We need to play this game with our hearts. This real estate is not a game, right? This is our livelihood. This is our job. This is what we do. We have to love the people on the other side. We have to love seeing real estate. We need to love what we do. I think that's really what it comes down to when it comes to real estate. If you're not playing with your heart, you need to ask yourself, are you in the right business? Because this is a very rewarding business. You're helping people with the most expensive purchase or sale of their lives. And they're counting on you to get them the most money or get them the best deal or win the house on the buy side. So this is a huge responsibility. So I would say, be sure that you take it seriously and that you are playing this with your heart. And in closing, I wanted to say, if a little scrawny kid from the east side of San Jose, that's me right there, Quimbio Lobos, yay, go Lobos. If I can do it, y'all can do it. All right, thanks everybody. Any questions? We have 12 folks on the call, so it's not bad. If you want to unmute and ask a few questions, feel free. Eric, are you talking? I see Eric trying to talk. Eric, I can't hear you. If you want to dump it in the chat, that's fine. Any questions? I know this isn't a technical class, so there may not be a lot of questions, but if you have any questions about what it takes to make it in this business, let me know. All right, I guess I covered it all. Oh, here we go. I have a friend who was looking to buy a condo and he's using a VA loan. How can I leverage my offer? That's a great question. Luckily, you're buying a condo. So the condo sector is generally kind of slow right now, but you have to define. Hopefully, the one you're offering on is also slow. If it's competitive, then you might not have a chance unless the owner happens to be a VA as well. What percentage down? 3% down. Okay. So if you walk into competition, that's going to be tough. So hopefully you're the only offer around. If you're the only offer, which is very possible in the condo sector, the seller will have no option but to work with you on that one. So I would say if you see a condo that's extremely competitive, I would just bow out. But if you see a condo that's been sitting around for 14, 20, maybe 30 days, definitely 20 days onward, if it's sitting around, then you should have an opportunity on it. But as long as you call the agent and say, hey, do you have any offers coming in? And they go, oh, no, not much action. Then yeah, write your offer. But if it's competitive, you might want to pause and see if it's still available in a couple weeks. Other questions? Okay, everybody. Thank you for the class. I hope this pumps you up. One more. Go, Eric. Eric, are you typing or? There's a friend whose mom is selling a house super overpriced, but on the market for months. She wants way too much agent, and the agent isn't really marketing it. Yep. Here's the lesson: when the house is overpriced, it won't sell. It doesn't matter how much marketing you do. I don't know if I can blame the agent. The agent's probably doing everything he or she can. But yeah, I don't know what else. If the mom wants to try someone else, that's fine. But you might get stuck with that one too. If they're overpriced, they're overpriced. It is what it is. You're technically not allowed to talk to that client because they have an agent already. So if you want to, I don't know, kind of telephone it through your mom or something, but you're not supposed to be interjecting yourself. You can't talk to that person directly. They already have an agent, so you can't be talking to them as a realtor. But if your family, somebody else wants to interject and pass messages through and lobby for you, that's a different issue. But they would have to cancel that listing though and sign with you. All right, everybody. I got an offer call to get on, so I'll talk to everybody later. Thank you so much, everybody. Bye now.